We have got the polls closing here in just under 6 hours' time. As you say, Dan Senor joining me now. Great to have you with me here, Dan. Netanyahu, you're quite close to him. You know him well. Is he on the ropes? Is he on his way out?
I definitely think he's on the ropes, to use your phrase. I think this election, the outcome will be very tight. I think that the challenge for Netanyahu is that the segment of the electorate that is right of center in this country is larger than the segment of the electorate that's left of center. So just in raw numbers, the aggregate vote share that is sympathetic to him or his point of view is greater than the opposition. But as you know, it is a fragmented right-wing segment of the electorate. There are many parties, and he's got to consolidate support from many parties. Very difficult to do. And I think he's been in power for a long time, so there's some fatigue. He's focused almost exclusively on security issues. So those three elements have made it a challenging environment for him.
And of course, Netanyahu could end up losing the election, but ultimately remaining as prime minister. Last night, or rather this morning, he ruled out the possibility of a government of national unity. Is that just politics on election day, or does he really mean that? No national unity government?
Well, first of all, there's precedent for the first part of your question, which is in 2009 when Netanyahu got elected for his second run as prime minister. He lost. He came in second by about one Knesset seat, but still was the only one who could form a government. He's ruled out a national unity government. I think anything is possible once the negotiating begins. The question is, if there's a national unity government, who would serve first as prime minister? I don't rule out Netanyahu participating in a national unity government. I think it's highly unlikely, though, that he would join a national unity government, but it'd be a rotating prime minister and him having the second shot at it. I think it would only work for him, just as an outside observer, my sense is it would only work for him if he were the first in the rotation. I don't think he'd want to sit back and watch Herzog be prime minister and have to be just a regular minister for a couple of years.
And what are the results, which we will get the first indication of, as I say, when the polls close in about 6 hours' time? What will those results do for U.S. Israeli relations? Because, to put it mildly, Netanyahu and Obama aren't exactly best friends. Netanyahu clearly more allied with the Republicans, who, of course, you have advised in the past as well. What will these election results do for U.S. Israeli relations?
At the end of the day, I don't think much, and here's why. If you look just at the substance of where Bougie Herzog is on the issues that have been so divisive between Netanyahu and the White House, Iran, the Palestinian peace process, at the end of the day, Herzog is not going to be that far off from where Netanyahu is. I think Herzog will be just as critical of the Iranian track that the White House is on right now as Netanyahu has been. The only challenge for the White House is it'll be much harder for them to dismiss Herzog's criticisms. Netanyahu's, they say, it's personal. We have this bitter history with him. He's a knee-jerk hawk. What are they going to say about Herzog when he lays out a striking criticism?
But Herzog's retort to that is, look, there are ways of criticism. Doing it in public and effectively embarrassing Israel's greatest ally is not the way to go about it. But just moving on to that, the other issue, the Palestinian issue. Netanyahu last night said, if I'm prime minister, no Palestinian state, whereas Herzog has vowed to reignite talks with the Palestinians. So there is a difference there.
There is a difference, but it's fine for Herzog to reignite talks. I don't think they'll actually produce anything. For one fundamental reality, there is no interlocutor right now on the Palestinian side that Israel can negotiate with, that can actually deliver a peace deal and enforce a peace deal. So even if Herzog initiates a process and empowers Tzipi Livni to initiate a process, which they may do, I'm skeptical. I mean, anything's possible, but I'm highly skeptical that it will produce anything. And to your earlier point, it is true that personality matters and that the chemistry between Herzog and Bibi and Obama will be better than between Bibi and Obama. But at the end of the day, these are policy disputes between the two countries, and I think policy will trump personality.